understanding about the feedback. You can tell us if it's something wrong, something clear, something confusing, is it too easy, too hard.
Right. Okay, Damien, maybe we should go to the... You're welcome to stay and take the next one. Or somebody else will show you another test.
What is the next one?
Damien is the decider. He decides which one.
Okay. Next test is... yes, visual spatial reasoning.
Again, shall we flip to the brain?
Sure.
Now, visual spatial reasoning is also a set of complex processes mediated by a different part of the brain, the parietal lobe. If you recall working memory, which we did a moment ago, basically tells you something about the function or dysfunction of the frontal lobe. Now, the test that you are going to see now tells you something about the function or dysfunction of the parietal lobe. And you know, where in real life do you use this skill? You use this skill, suppose you drive a car in an unfamiliar environment, you have some kind of a map in front of you, and you have only vague, the route is not familiar, you have to really figure out how to get from X to Y in a kind of a cluttered spatial environment with many intersecting streets and things of that nature. This is when these functions will be taxed. Now, when could they be impaired? In various learning disability, they may be impaired. In stroke, they may be impaired because this part of the brain receives its blood supply from the so-called middle cerebral artery, which is very vulnerable to CVA, etc., etc., etc. And again, another thing that I want to kind of make a caveat, that nobody makes any decision by using this test on the basis of isolated single tests. You look at the whole profile, and then you integrate it with, across many tests, and we have many, then you integrate it with other data. So these tests are just very useful ingredients in very complex kind of diagnostic or therapeutic decision-making process.
And then do you see how the tests are before they study the brain education, and then take a look at them afterwards?
That, you know, it can be done. It can be applied in this way also. We are not at that point yet. They need to be designed, and the database should be acquired. Yeah.
So what are you doing with the tests once we take them and everything? What happens? I mean, how do we benefit from the tests?
Well, at this point, the tests are still being developed. Okay? So this is why I think it says somewhere beta version. This is not a finished product yet. Now, well, go ahead.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I just found from my evaluation that such kind of an approach, it helps someone to understand where he can sharpen himself.
Where
he can sharpen himself. For
Correct.
example, if you understand that you have a problem with visual spatial reasoning and processing, then it would evoke certain exercise which
Absolutely.
upgrade that one.
Absolutely.
This is a work in progress which could be further enhanced.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. So the applications are not only clinical, the applications are also vocational and in cognitive training, absolutely, yeah. And again, the purpose, the limitation of such tools as they exist now is that they are language dependent, culture dependent, and databases are local. We want to design them in a way which are language independent, culture independent, and acquire these multiple databases so that they will be applicable in different environments. Okay, Damon, let's go.
Okay, and also want to point out, once we have the database, which will be shortly, after you take the test, we will give you some kind of report, because we will be able to compare you with other people. So, yes.
So has anybody done this before?
Well, we're launching this today. I have done it, he has done it, and you have done it.
Just one small question. Is there any possibilities that actually, the last time I saw 65, I was 16. So I'm just wondering how your scores were.
Well, I designed it, so my tests were good because I knew it.
We're discounting.
We are told to move on. Yeah. So one more test, and then we have to move on.
Okay, this test you will see two matrices. Basically, you need to determine whether the second one is a clockwise rotation of the first one. So in this case, you see if it rotates, it's the same. In this case, you see if it rotates, it's not.
So it's a test of mental rotation, yeah.
Does anybody want to try it? Anybody else?
No takers?
Thank you.
Okay.
Try it.
Oh. You decide.
Whoever wants to do it. See, and each of these tests have multiple levels of difficulty so that one can see it before one stops.
Oh, yeah. I need to ask them, is it the same? I think if you keep battery, then she can charge them. Okay, whenever it dies, like, I need to change. Maybe it's, I think we can skin now. Now? Yeah. Okay, do you know how? Because I don't know how to shut down. And when we turn it on, I don't know how to turn it on. I really hope it will last until the end. And after 10 minutes, okay. I don't know how to.
I found this quite interesting, but I wanted to see this was a level of complexity.
And each of them is organized by...
Now, I want to see a scenario where the level of complexity and the speed of answering the question, that would imply that how faster you can see and visualize and immediately put the time in. That's another scenario. So
you're absolutely right. The way we have designed these tests so far, time is not a variable, accuracy is. But in principle, they can be designed exactly the way.
But it's designed that you see the time is running out, so you start to push yourself to go faster and faster.
The main issue is, okay, you get the test. You know, you have a certain level of understanding, spatial understanding. In the first test, for instance, if you know how to put your brain as a computer, stack memory, you will be perfect. But we don't think like that. We don't put things. We put things from the bottom up. The computer puts from the top down in terms of memory. Okay. But the main thing is the following: what you do after that. Can you say that these specific exercises will improve your brain, or simply any exercise and some mental activity like brisk walking and play bridge or play piano will be fine?
These tests are not designed as they stand now to train the brain. They are designed to characterize, to describe your, to characterize your condition. But in principle, various tools now exist, somewhat similar, also in the form of software, to train the brain. They are used both to enhance